Hello, my name is Joshua Mari Buenaventura, and this is a GED110 project with the theme Invasive, and this project is called What Are We Doing? The contents of this presentation includes the biogeochemical water cycle, the anthropogenic stresses that affect it, the effects of these stresses, and the solutions to counter these stresses. First, let us talk about the biogeochemical water cycle. What is the water cycle? The water cycle, or the hydrologic cycle, is driven by the sun's energy. As the sun warms the ocean surface and other surface water, this causes liquid water to evaporate. This sun-driven process moves water into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. And this water vapor from the different water bodies eventually cools, condenses, and falls back to the earth as rain. Here are some of the most important features of the water cycle. Evaporation refers to the Earth's surface water when it is heated by the sun until it turns into water vapor. Condensation, on the other hand, is water vapor in the atmosphere when it cools and condenses into clouds. And precipitation is when clouds can no longer hold the water that it stores, thereby causing water to fall down as rain. Now let's talk about the anthropogenic stresses to the water cycle. What are anthropogenic stressors? These are activities of human origin that can alter the equilibrium of the natural environment. For the water cycle, this simply refers to the acts of man that change how water is distributed, introduced, or used, consequently altering the dynamics of water in nature and the response of the organisms that depend on it. Firstly, we have the stressor called deforestation, and this is the act of removing trees to use for lumber, agriculture, mining, or land use for development. Some of the effects of deforestation is that it causes less evapotranspiration, and this is because, due to the less plants that we have, there will be less water to evaporate and cause fewer rains on a local area, which might result in a drought. It also increases the infiltration and percolation of water, because without plants to intercept water, water levels may suddenly rise in nearby rivers and lakes and may result into floods. It also causes a loss of cooling effect. Since transpiration can help cool forests, less trees may contribute to increased evaporative losses, and dry forests can lead to more forest fires. Next, land erosion and the loss of habitats. Without plants to anchor the soil, rains may soften the land and lead to landslides. Animals will also lose their homes and access to survival needs. Next, we have agriculture. Modern agriculture has a large impact upon the hydrological cycle. In many parts of the world, agriculture has replaced natural vegetation with crop cover and pasture. This drastically alters the way that water moves throughout the drainage basin systems. The effects of agricultural stressors are the depletion of surface reservoirs. By repeatedly using groundwater, surface water, and well water, this reduces downstream flow. Another effect is the change of evapotranspiration levels, where forests converted to farms experience less evapotranspiration, while originally arid areas experience more. Then we have water abstraction. Water abstraction, extraction, or groundwater abstraction is the process of taking water from any source, either temporarily or permanently. Here are some of the effects of abstraction. First, we have the drying of wells. Our repeated use of wells can lower the water table in which groundwater is located, and this can create water shortages for the people on the surface. Next, we can also experience a reduction of water in rivers and streams, because extracting groundwater continuously reduces underground water that flows to nearby bodies of water. We also have land subsidence, which is when water is a part of the land structure. Harvesting water may collapse the land. Here we have a summary of the anthropogenic stressors on the water cycle. We have deforestation, which is the act of removing trees, and the effects of the water cycle, where we can experience floods and less evapotranspiration. So what can we do to help remedy these stressors on the water cycle? Well, firstly, we should plant more trees. And to be specific, we should plant trees at critical locations that have been used as sources of wood. We can also try to go paperless. By having less demand for paper products, we can reduce the need to cut down trees that hold the soil together and control groundwater flow. We should also try our best to conserve water at home. Let us only use the necessary amount of water for our washing and cleaning needs. We can also try to buy sustainable products by consuming responsibly sourced agricultural products such as wood, farm produce, and others. Next, we can also use less electricity, because water is used in the generation of electricity. By consuming less energy, this frees more water for other uses. Next, we can also try to practice safe agricultural practices by creating channels for water drainage, allowing wells to refill or replenish before extracting more water, and by reducing the use of chemicals on crops that may seep into the groundwater, we can make the water that we can find in our environment healthier. And that is all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.